Mansa Musa, the richest man who ever lived, the forgotten empire of gold. The year was 1312. While Europe was struggling through wars, poverty, and political instability, a powerful empire was flourishing in West Africa. This was the Mali Empire, one of the largest and wealthiest kingdoms the world had ever seen. Stretching across parts of present-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, Niger, and Mauritania, the empire controlled some of the most valuable resources on Earth. Gold. Lots of it. In fact, historians estimate that the Mali Empire controlled nearly half of the world's known gold supply at the time. And sitting at the top of this golden empire was Mansa Musa. The title Mansa meant king or emperor, but Musa was much more than a king. He was the ruler of one of the most powerful states on the planet. The wealth beyond imagination. Trying to calculate Mansa Musa's wealth is nearly impossible. Some modern estimates suggest his fortune would be worth over 400 billion today. Others argue it could have been much higher. The truth is that nobody really knows. Why? Because Musa's wealth wasn't just money in a bank account. He controlled gold mines, trade routes, cities, taxes, and vast territories filled with natural resources. His riches were tied directly to an empire that dominated global trade. At a time when gold was one of the most valuable commodities in the world, Mansa Musa possessed more of it than anyone else. But what made him legendary wasn't how much wealth he had. It was what he did with it. The journey that shocked the world. In 1324, Mansa Musa decided to embark on a pilgrimage to Mecca, the holy city of Islam. This journey would become one of the most famous events in world history, and it would introduce his name to the entire world. Musa didn't travel alone, far from it. Historical accounts describe an enormous caravan stretching for miles across the desert. Thousands of soldiers accompanied him. Thousands of servants traveled with him. Hundreds of camels carried supplies, and dozens of those camels carried something extraordinary: gold. Each camel was reportedly loaded with large quantities of pure gold. As the caravan moved through North Africa, people stared in disbelief. Many had never seen such wealth in their lives. It looked less like a pilgrimage and more like a moving kingdom. The day he broke an economy. When Mansa Musa arrived in Cairo, Egypt, the world witnessed something unprecedented. Instead of hoarding his wealth, he gave it away. He handed out gold to the poor. He gifted gold to officials. He rewarded merchants. He spent lavishly wherever he went. At first, people celebrated. Who wouldn't? Gold was flowing through the streets. But soon a problem emerged. There was simply too much gold. The sudden flood of precious metal caused its value to drop dramatically. Prices changed, markets were disrupted. Inflation spread throughout the region. Historians believe the economic effects lasted for years. Think about that for a moment. One man's generosity was so enormous that it affected entire economies. Few people in history have ever possessed that level of influence. The man who put Africa on the map. Before Mansa Musa's famous pilgrimage, many people outside Africa knew little about the Mali Empire. That changed quickly. News of the wealthy African emperor spread across continents. Stories of his gold-filled caravan traveled through trade networks from Africa to Europe and the Middle East. Cartographers began including Mali on world maps. One famous medieval map even depicted Mansa Musa sitting on a throne while holding a massive gold nugget. To much of the known world, he became the symbol of unimaginable wealth. His journey transformed Mali into a global power recognized far beyond its borders. Building a legacy, but Mansa Musa wasn't just rich. He was also a builder, a visionary, a leader who wanted his empire to be remembered for more than gold. After returning from Mecca, he invested heavily in education, architecture, and religion. He commissioned mosques, he funded schools. He invited scholars, architects, and intellectuals from different parts of the Islamic world to settle in Mali. One city benefited more than any other: Timbuktu. Under Mansa Musa's leadership, Timbuktu became one of the greatest centers of learning in the world. Students and scholars traveled thousands of miles to study there. Its libraries housed thousands of manuscripts on science, mathematics, law, literature, and religion. At a time when much of Europe was still developing educational institutions, Timbuktu was becoming a beacon of knowledge. The end of an era. Mansa Musa died around 1337. His successors inherited a powerful empire, but none could match.